ये तुम दीजिए आज नहीं होता, मैं परसों नहीं सही जा रहा हूँ, और तुम्हें देना पड़ता तो क्या होता है? नहीं गलत तो क्या होता है, या तो फिर तुम्हें सुनने की आदत है। मैं तुम लोग सिर्फ इसका अपने बारे में सोचो, मैं तो अपने नहीं कह रहा, काम तो मुझे कराना है, आया मुझे नहीं करवाना है, तो वो सिक्योरिटी काम जब तक नहीं होगा तो मेरी ड्यूटी
I
है।
request all to kindly
तो
mute
वो नहीं है,
yourself.
मैं कह रहा हूँ।
Now I am admitting everyone.
हेलो।
Meet करो ना भाई।
Anton not picking up the
Manisha,
phone.
you have added all the in the participant list, I think.
I think we should start, not waiting with Sayantan for.
Rizal, namaskar.
नमस्कार नमस्कार सर।
मैनी सर,
हाँ जी, प्लीज प्लीज।
वो सायंतन फोन नहीं पिक कर रहा है, तो स्टार्ट करते हैं फिर।
ओके। या प्लीज गो हेड गो हेड। जी ना, मेरा आवाज को नहीं जा रहा है। ओके, लेट्स स्टार्ट।
Yeah. Good afternoon. I'm Mihir Kumar Singha, Chairperson of the Future Leader Forum. On behalf of CEAI, welcome you all for today's chit-chat sessions by incredible speakers. CEAI has created a new platform especially for the young engineers. Before going to the presentations, I would like to say something about the CEI. Consulting Engineering Association of India is an apex body of consulting engineering fraternity in India. The membership includes small, medium, large engineering consultants organizations, both in private and public sector, and established individual practicing consulting engineers. In addition, EPC organizations are also included in the memberships, being involved in the planning, design, engineering, project and construction management as well. CEAI is the member association from India representing the Indian engineering consultancy professions at the International Federations of Consulting Engineers, FIDIC on Global Forum. Future Leader Forum is one of the committees of the CEAI, which was formed in 2012 with the intention of providing young professionals with an opportunity to participate CEAI, FIDIC, and other ACS-specific programs and interact with their peers to help them to develop next generation's leaders. Future Leader Forum were entrusted to deliver webinars on various topics covering all fields of engineering. This is the 8th webinar series conducted by Future Leader Forum in this year. This will give an opportunity to learn from each other to provide better field understanding to the upcoming practicing engineers. Now I like to request President Mr. R.S. Sharma sir to say something about CEI activities. He is a civil engineering by qualifications and over the span of more than 50 years of experience and distinguished career, he has been member of governing council of CEI over 12 years and served as a treasurer for 8 years. During that period, he has served on various committee and organized seminars. He is a life member of CEI and one of the pillars of the association. His outstanding contributions to the highway sector, he has been honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award by the Indian Road Congress for the year 2022. He commands considerable respect in the government, consultancy, and contracting industry in India. Please welcome President R.S. Sharma.
Thank you, Mr. Mahir. You have made my job easier by giving introduction about CIA. I'll further add up what has been missed by you. In CIA, we are doing multifarious activities. Our aim is to inculcate ethical culture and improving the quality in the profession. And we are to upgrade the skill of all the persons engaged in the consultancy sector. We are organizing seminars, webinars, workshops on regular basis. The Future Leader Forum uh, in the past, in this year 2023, almost every month they have been organizing a webinar. This is the first session of the Chit Chat new format suggested by Mr. Alok Bhumik. I request him also to say a few words about it. We are proposing to start a CIA Academy for imparting training and skills upgradation and knowledge in the whatever activities we are doing, which is lacking, due to which the quality is not there. Next month, we are organizing a seminar, 2-day seminar on quality of design and construction related to highway sector. We have got a CIA foundation which does a social work on no profit or no cost basis. We have a lot of other committees also. We are having the FIDIC, we are providing training on the FIDIC conditional contact and dispute management. So a lot of things, and we have got a category of the membership that is young professionals, where the professionals of the age less than 40 years can join. The fee is also very small. You can visit the website of CIA and feel connected with the CIA. With these words, I'll give the floor again to Mr. Mahir to take up further.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now I am going to introduce moderator of the sessions, Mr. Asim Rastogi. He is a civil engineer by qualifications, and over the span of more than 10 years of experience in the field of bridge and structural design, he completed his civil engineering from Allahabad in the year 2010 and post-graduation in MTech structures from BIT, Mr. Rachi in the year 2013. He is a permanent member of Institute of Engineers, Indian Road Congress. As a structural engineer, he successfully completed many construction projects, which includes DPRs, construction projects in India and abroad. He is skilled in all phases of engineering operations and having vast experience in the design of PSC RCC steel structure with a shallow and deep foundations. He has successfully completed the design project in Myanmar, Tanzania, Democratic Republic Congo, and Bangladesh. Now, I hand it over to Mr. Asim Rastogi.
You're on mute, Asim.
Sorry. Uh, Thank you, Mayor, and good afternoon, all the esteemed participants. We are thrilled to welcome you all to this novel and exciting webinar series, a chit chat session. It is inspired by a Japanese pachakucha format. This session will promise a unique blend of short, insightful storytelling on a lot of topics such as engineering, life, travel, hobbies, and about your job. The Pachakucha style is gaining popularity, summarizing the essence of concise and engaging narratives. Today, we are privileged to present an extraordinary lineup of 9 speakers, each hailing from diverse industries around the world. They are here to share their compiled story, providing you with a glimpse into their experience and perspective. By this, I like to welcome you all to welcome of our today's speaker, Pujita Reddy, Sailesh Biradar, Sayanta Nath, Sheikh Mohammed, Manish Rathod, Sophia Manuel, Ketelua Kaswaka, Shreya Tuso, and Ramesh Naik. By this, let's start today's chit chat session. while welcoming our first speaker, Pujita Reddy. So I request Mihir to start the presentation and give the floor to Pujita. Thank you. Mihir,
Yes,
you
I
can
have already
start the.
shared.
No, your screen is not showing. You can start the presentation. Yeah, it's now I ask Pujita to come up with your presentation.
He is not there, I think.
She is muted. I think many sir have to allow him to unmute himself.
Yeah, just she is not there.
She is there.
Uh,
Hello.
Yeah, Pujita, you are audible, and now you can start with your presentation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, CEAI, for giving a platform like this. And with that, I'll jump into my presentation. So Mihir, can you just go to the next slide? Okay, great. So this is actually my dissertation work, and it was based on the perceptions of various stakeholders in any construction project on how sustainable construction practices as a dynamic, holistic model are affected. The next, please. So to give an overview, this is the overall dynamics of the construction industry in India. And we see an overall GDP of 9% that it's contributing. It employs about 51 million people. And it currently shows us 6.9 billion US dollars budget that is allocated to it into 2021. And it's estimated to have 1.4 trillion US dollars. Over the literature review that was performed for this study, we got to know that there is no interrelationship between the various factors that affect the sustainable construction practices in India. So the major idea of the study is to establish what factors influence the next substantial factors. The major objective of this study was to identify the various factors that affect the sustainable construction practices through a process called confirmatory factor analysis. And for this, there is a measurement model that needs to be first developed and then studied using a process called structural equation modeling. Overall, this was the methodology of the study that I had performed, where I first identified the factors, shortlisted them, proposed a concept model, prepared a questionnaire, validated the model, and then tested my hypotheses on structural equation modeling. So in CFA, we need to theoretically group the various factors that we are identifying from the literature. So in literature, I had identified close to 17 factors. And they were grouped into five latent variables that you can observe on the left side. The codes of the relevant factors are mentioned as well. This was a concept model that was proposed for my study, and the substantial hypotheses that we had proposed to study and identify whether they were null hypotheses or if they had an actual effect on the overall dynamics of perception. Majorly, after the questionnaire was prepared, it was floated through LinkedIn. And it was floated to 6 major stakeholders who can be classified as designers, green building consultants, contractors, project managers, client, and academia. I needed a minimum of 95 samples, and with a minimum of 103 samples, this study was carried out. Measurement model basically is for me to validate all of the responses that I've received. And measurement model basically is for me to allow further tests that can be calculated, that can be carried out. And with this, I had received a good go ahead on the measurement model. Further, after receiving my model fit indices, this was a structural equation modeling that was performed in AMOS software. And the path diagrams to within the latent variables are actually the hypotheses that were performed, that were proposed in the earlier phase. And after performing the, the weighted calculations of the hypotheses, we found out that all the hypotheses are valid because in the right hand side table, the p-value is said to be insignificant, which is an indication that these hypotheses are very valid and that each factor has a subsequent effect on the next adjacent factor. And with my concept model being validated, I found out that financial decisions are a major have a major impact on structural, sustainable construction practices that are taking part in India. After that, it was also noticed that the knowledge that is in the public plays another major important factor. These were the various some of the various references that were carried out, studied for the study, and that's it from my end.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I am Shailesh Biradar from Balaji Railroad System, India's first railway consultancy, assistant manager in business development and proposals, also MTech scholar from NIT Surat. So my study is basically on the competencies. So this is the flow of leadership skill research development from over the decades from 1970s. It was based on traits in the 70s, behavior and visionary in the 80s, and emotional intelligence in the 90s. And from 2000 onwards, the study is based on the competencies. So the research gap is we don't have a collaborative construction project study in India. Abroad, we have several studies. For Indian perspective, we hardly have any of the papers. The assessment framework is to assessment of competencies with project success and guidelines for enhancement of competencies, how we can enhance the competencies of construction project managers. So the study is competencies required for successful performance as a construction project manager for collaborative construction projects. The recommendations will be approaches for enhancing competency of construction project managers. So we know the construction projects get delayed a lot of the times in Indian scenario, and they do have a cost overrun. So the literature survey consists here of total 602 documents, and there is an upward trend in this. The downloaded documents are 152, and I have selected 48 out of them by going through the inclusion exclusion criteria. That is, check the title. If it is clear, then check abstract. If that is clear and if it is relevant, then selected. If it is not relevant, then check the content and then it's not selected. So the literature survey consists of document published by Scopus. This is basically major chunk of the research is from the articles and journal articles published in journal. Then the next is conference and review papers. By subject wise, the papers, if you see, they are on business management and accounting. And this is the upward trend that I was speaking of for number of papers based on competencies and leadership skills. So the trend is upward. The data is resourced from Scopus database. So we can see the trend going upward from 2000 onwards. Based on the competencies, we have the number of papers increasing. So the literature review also says communication and leadership skills have upward trend among all the other competencies mentioned. Other competencies also have an upward trend, but whereas leadership and communication is playing a pivotal role, where we don't have the exact literature for that in India. So these are the major objective to identify the competencies and analyze them using the confirmatory factor analysis, then propose hypothesis and establish a interrelationship between the competencies and validate it with a measurement model and analyze with structural equation modeling for the latent factors and establishment. So this is the basic methodology that I will be using. The research is completed, literature surveys, need scopes are defined, literature review also I have done. Now the current status is I have prepared the questionnaire and floated it. So I am collecting the responses from the people. Once the responses, sufficient number of responses are collected, then the validity, reliability, and other part of my research will go on. So these are the major competencies that were found through literature review. And these are the competencies. I have floated the questionnaire for the these competencies mentioned here in the slide. So negotiation, leadership, time management, conflict management, emotional resilience, all of these competencies are found to be in the top-notch requirement. So these are the top references for my literature review and study. So once the questionnaire responses are collected, it will be validated, and then the response will be analyzed, and I'll be able to establish an interrelationship between the competencies that are responsible for success of project construction project manager. Thank you.
Sorry everyone, due to some health issue, our speaker Satyendra Nath can't be able to join. So I request Mihir to start the presentation of Sheikh Mohammed and request Sheikh Mohammed to come up and start his presentation.
Hi everyone. Sorry, I cannot turn on my video. It says the host has stopped it.
Yeah, not an issue. You can start your presentation as it
Okay.
is.
Hello, colleagues. This is Shaikh Mohammed Alavi. I'm from Bangladesh. I work with the UN agency called UN Ops. So together with UN Environment Program, we have a program called Global ABC, Global Alliance for Building and Construction. With it, we are trying to come up with roadmaps for different countries. So far, we have done it with 7 countries, including India, and now we are working in Bangladesh. So what is it basically is it tries to look back into the construction entire industry, the carbon in 2 parts, in the embodied carbon in the material and also the operation carbon. So looking back, our houses used to look like this, which are locally sourced, which are environmentally friendly, and most of the material are reused. So which were green, but at some point we moved into complex buildings, which has materials that come with a lot of embodied carbon. And right now, the built environment, the built industry is responsible for 37% of the global carbon emission, which is also increasing because of the developing countries. So in our study, we have come up with 3 solutions to this, 3 proposals. First is the life cycle thinking of the total carbon in the buildings, and then to do with avoid, shift, and improve steps, which I will discuss in the following slides. So starting with the life cycle thinking, the carbon is mostly we think about the operational carbon, that is the heating and cooling and the lighting systems, but there is also embodied carbon in the material sources. So to have that perspective, we need to think about the total embodied carbon, the sourcing of the materials, the sustainability, and also the operational phases. So first step is to avoid. So first we want to avoid the waste. We want to build with less. So we want our designs to be right where it's needed. So we want the dimensions to be right and accurate, and we try to propose circularity. So we can reuse different components and reuse our buildings overall. Secondly is the shift. First is to avoid waste, then is shift to bio-based materials. So for our components, the load-bearing components, we propose, okay, let's continue with concrete and steel. But for the other materials, we tend to propose materials that are more sustainable to nature, mostly bio-based. Third is the improved. So the conventional building processes we have in different materials that can be glasses, aluminum, steel, and polymer. We propose the improvement of the production process and the use of those materials in our building system. Now, next, what are the tools that we can use, how much embodied carbon we have, and how green our buildings are. So there are a few tools for it: life cycle assessment, GHG protocol, environmental product declarations, then PEFs and OEFs. These are some of the tools we can use to understand total embodied carbon and the operational carbon of any building. Then we have this, now we understand what are the steps and how we can measure. Now we need to incorporate them in the policies. So under the global ABC, we have so far worked with 7 countries: Cambodia, Vietnam, India, Indonesia, Colombia, Sri Lanka, Burkina, and then we are working on more countries. Currently, we are working in Bangladesh. Now in India, so Prime Minister Narendra Modi has proposed that the total industry should go green by the year 2070. So we have come up with proposals to in align with this three-step process: avoid, shift, and improve. So lastly, I would like to say it is not that difficult. So our built environment gives us the space we live and we develop ourselves, but it is not very difficult to green it. We were green. For rapid growth, we tend to choose for more carbon producing materials, but we have solution and we will do it. Thank you.
Yes, Manish, you can start your presentation.
Hello, Fatal, our project. My first our project start.
Yeah, you can start, please.
Start our project and project system. Sensor, location, survey.
There appears to be some network problem. The voice is not clear.
Tower marking complete from tower. Acceleration complete. Layout of markings or footing tower and PCC and steel bending tower marking complete. Bending.
I think there is some network issue here.
Meet, we can skip.
I think it's a network issue, and we can skip Manish for now and start the next presentation of Sophia Muel.
So I stop here.
Yeah.
I'll mute him all.
Okay, sure, sir. And ask Sophia to unmute herself. Wait, Meher, Sophia is not able to unmute.
Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me, sir?
Yes,
Sophia.
we can hear you.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
You can switch on your video also now.
So actually, sorry, sir, I'm actually traveling, so I couldn't
Okay, no issue.
switch on from the laptop.
Yes,
Sorry,
Not
sir.
issue. Just ask Meher, please, you start the presentation.
Yeah. So good evening to one of our present here. So it's me, Sophia Emanuel, PhD scholar from NIT Trichy. So today I'm just taking something out of tech, that is the seashell serenity, the soothing sound of the sea. So talking about the seashell, we all look for something in this busy world. From morning to evening, we all are stressed with so much work. We have deadlines, we have assignments, we have tasks to complete from morning to evening. So since we have a lot of deadlines, we always try to seek a place where we can sit calm, relax ourselves, and we can go about to calm our mind. So today I'm going to talk about something that's really amazing to me. That's nothing but that's very close to the ocean. That's very close to the sea. So we all search for something kind of yoga that connects us to nature or kind of meditation. Every one of us sits. So if you just ponder on what are the strategies each one of us think about, we have lot many. So me coming from Andaman and Nicobar Islands, so being an islander, I always seek to be close to the nature, close to the ocean. So today I'm seashell. So we all have seen seashell. and maybe some would have collected while going to some of the beaches around the world. So this seashell, when you hold it close to the ears, we have a soothing sound, or we can hear the waves. If you would have had the experience of having it close to your ear. So this is nothing but we all might have a question. Does it really sound like an ocean? So talking more about it, if you think it's not an ocean. So the sound we hear, it's just the ambient noise of the ocean that is around the seashells. Because of this cavity, the noise around gets amplified by the shape of the seashell. The shape of the seashell is quite amazing. It has a lot of cavities and which can resonate these waves of the ocean. So sometimes we misinterpret that this is the sound of ocean, but it's not so. We can actually any noise which would be in which we will keep the seashells around. So these amplified voice would create a resonance and produce some soothing and whooshing sound that is remnant to that of the ocean waves. To talk more about these seashells, we have it as a very close to a sacred emblem in our nation. So as India, we call this as Shankha. So it's also known as divine conch. So this Shankha has a deep significance as various cultural and religious, particularly in Hinduism and Buddhism. So it's very sacred, and people think that earlier the tribals used it for driving away all the evil spirits. So recently we just this is used in all the homes so that when you blow the noise, these acoustic waves get amplified, and this noise is said to, and it's said to believe that it would invoke a positive energy. It's because of this spiral shape that symbolizes the infinite cosmic energy that it can retain. So talking more about it, I would just like to say just a simple seashell. It's just portable way that can bring a lot of tranquility in your day. It can really soothe you and it can really calm you in wherever you are. Doesn't have to be close to the sea and the ocean. So today, this is just a takeaway that from my experience, I would really travel along carrying the seashell. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to participate in this chit chat. Thank you.
Yeah, Kaswaga, you can start now.
Yes, waiting for my slide.
You are audible. You can start.
Okay, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Katerula Salum Kaswaga from Tanzania. I'm a structure and bridge engineer, and today I'm going to talk about my road to become a global bridge engineer. So this is my family, this is me, and my wife here and my daughter. So these are the people that inspire me so much to become a bridge engineer. They give me more time to learn, more time to work, more time to enjoy what I'm doing. So she always inspired me to do more and to have more. And here is, I didn't aim to be a global bridge engineer from the beginning. When I was in primary school, but I failed my primary school, and the expectation from my people, from my family, from my neighbors was it was zero expectation. So for me, it was give me an hope, give me an inspiration just to work very hard and to be a bridge engineer. So I went to China to start my master degree in bridge engineering, and I hope this was the best opportunity for me to achieve a master degree in bridge engineering and give me an opportunity also to work in China for 1 year. So Back home, after my master's degree, I joined Mbeki as a bridge engineer for the construction of Tanzanite bridges, which is one of the longest Exodus cables bridge in Tanzania, and also it is one of the biggest projects in Africa and in the world. And it's also it attracts many engineers around the world, and for me, I believe that this was the number one project in Tanzania, and I believe that if I became number one in this project, then I'll be number one in the world, and I'll be able to work everywhere. So thanks God I completed the project in 2021 with outstanding performance, and in 2022 September, I was nearly joining Mars project, which is one of the longest railway line with a lot of bridges in India. But unfortunately, I did manage to get the opportunity. I was rejected by the managing director, but it was a motivation and an inspiration for me to get an opportunity to be involved or to be interviewed by such kind of project. But in 2021, I joined EAPS, which is International Association for Bridge and Research Engineering, and the purpose was for me to share and to see what others people doing. And in 2022 December, I joined Tandos for the construction of JP Magufuli Exodus Bridge, which is a 3-kilometer long bridge, which is the longest bridge in eastern center of Africa. And to be the leader and to be the engineer of this project, for me, it gave me an opportunity to grow more, because this is my second Exodus cables bridges in my career so far. And all the way, you have to interact with family, you interact with other people. I used to play football. I used to dance and to do things which I like, on the way to become a bridge engineer, because you have to balance both sides. So this is always an inspiration. So I used to be inspired by the Muhammad Ali. So yeah, and you see this the kind of dancing we used to dance at the wake. We used to dance when I was in China, dance with my friends, dance with my colleagues, travel a lot, travel to abroad. I went to Turkey, I went to Africa, South Africa, I went to India. Those for to learn more about bridges, and also to get an opportunity to see and to interact with other people around the world. So for me, this is the inspiration for myself, for my family, and to the other young engineers who want to become a global bridge engineer. Because if you get an opportunity, so that you can have an opportunity to be a global bridge engineer.
Thank you, Katilua. And now I ask Shreya to start his
Thank
presentation.
you. Thank you. I'm Shreya Thisu. I will start my presentation shortly. Okay. So, hello, fellow young engineers. Today, we embark on a captivating journey to explore central Tokyo, where flows the mighty Sumida River. Beyond being a symbol of beauty and serenity, it stands pivotal to the growth of Tokyo, inspiring generations of artists and engineers alike. From the lively riverbank captured in this image of 1963 to the modern-day skyline, graced by 26 engineering marvels over 27-kilometer stretch of the river, the story of Sumeda is eight in its bridges. Once shattered by the Great Kanto earthquake of 1923, these structures now stand resilient, telling tales of determination and innovation. These structures not only survived wars and bombings, but stand tall as testament to Japanese steel engineering prowess. Their construction was part of a revolution in bridge engineering, which was led by a young engineer like us, Mr. Yutaka Tanaka. Mr. Tanaka, after returning to Japan from Germany, brought with him revolutionary bridge engineering techniques, and as head of the Reconstruction Bureau after the earthquake, he applied cutting-edge methods, crafting bridges that are virtually indestructible and can survive the test of time. Greeting you at the entrance to Tokyo is the Kachidoki Bridge, which proudly boasts the world's first design of a bridge using Dakar steel, which was a naval innovation tailored for strength. A time when resilience was of paramount importance in Japan, this shaped the design philosophy of that era. Kyoso Bridge and Itai Bridge opened in 1940 and were the first in Japan to use pneumatic caisson foundation, a technique that was borrowed from America. By its second application in this Kyushu bridge, Japan had already developed its unique specifications for design against earthquakes, which is a testament of Japanese engineering prowess and understanding of earthquakes. Even now, these bridge foundations don't show soil damage, or they are not affected by the earthquakes that directly hit the Tokyo metropolitan area. And these bridges are designated as bridges of national importance. Another philosophy that was developed at that time was uniqueness in design of these bridges. Diverse shapes were chosen deliberately to prevent all structures from becoming obsolete at the same time. Each bridge now proudly showcases its individuality. Even the colors of each bridge are different, signifying the history behind these bridges. And recently, they introduced LED lightings for the 2017 for the Tokyo Olympics. I think the slides are not moving, but I'll continue. So for the LED lightings also, they underwent careful research and deliberation to choose each lighting color. And the resulting symphony that you can see in front of you, a symphony of lights, bridges, and the summer fireworks, they just create a awe-inspiring spectacle which just want you to be there in Tokyo. So next time when you visit Tokyo, be a proud bridge nerd and take a cruise in these futuristic looking ships, these boats, so that you can spot innovations in this open air bridge exhibition. Or you can just take a leisurely stroll on the Sumida Terrace for a romantic evening. Until then, like me, when I miss Tokyo, you can turn on Google Earth and go for 3D and dive into the stories behind these 26 bridges, each narrating its unique history. So this was Sumida River, the Bridge Museum for you, a place where innovation converges with history. And in conclusion, I want to impress upon you that as engineers, we are history makers. Our creations today will become the iconic structures of tomorrow. Each bridge is a signature bridge, each building is a signature tower. So let's take pride in our work, for we are forging a legacy that will withstand the test of time. Thank you very much.
Yeah, shall I start?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Yeah, very good evening. I'm Dr. Ramesh Nayak from IIT Dharwad. Today I'm here pitching Om Harmony, navigating for the affordable housing challenges. As we know, like this is a major challenge due to the rapid urbanization and growth in the population has led to the demand for a housing is not meeting, there is a significant gap in meeting the demand and required supply and demand of the affordable housing, because in most of the developing countries, including India, is like there are many houseless families. The another side is the like rise in the cost, and wherever we use our traditional materials such as cement or any natural resources are also having the great impact on the global climate, so including from the stage of extractions to the disposal stage, which will be contributing to the carbon emission. On other side, in a construction with the traditional practices, there are labor injuries, and lack of skilled laborers in a construction industries is also a major reason for not meeting the affordable or not meeting the demand of housing demand in India. So on the other side, in huge amount of the waste is generated from the construction for practices, so where it's need for the modern construction techniques. And also there is a huge consumption of production and consumption of the construction materials, which leads to the C&D waste production. And so including all of these, and to address all such kind of the issues, so we should need to come up with some of the ideas which we can give a impact on the community, such as potential reduction of the carbon footprint and saving of the energy consumption by means of reduction in the traditional cement and concrete production, which will be like growing by 7 to 8%, and transition to the lower carbon economy in a affordable housing will be also contributing to the society. So in such manner, to in order to attend that, there is a technological intervention which we can bring in is six sustainable housing practices, which including suitable industrial waste, workability, achieving the strength, durability, and also making it cost effective, and finally achieving the sustainability by preserving our natural resources. This is a schematic way. There are many already existing government schemes are available, and initiatives have taken place, such as the schemes including for the economically weaker sections or middle income group, and many other including the state and central governments have initiated. Only thing is this cost is not sufficient for having the housing for any households or habitats. Therefore, there is an alternative solution. A creative solution is making use of the C&D waste or any industrial byproducts by replacing up the materials, so that they can overcome up this material increase in the material cost, and they can afford the house which is locally or it is available in their vicinity, such as GGBS, Flash, or CND waste, or any agro waste such as RHA and many other things. And to overcome of the skill labors, so we can introduce modern techniques such as a prefabrication techniques or interlocking block system or brick system. So where we can bring out the techniques to overcome of the skill labors, and also can have the house at a affordable cost. So these are some of the techniques I'm trying to introduce through this chat sessions. And now we're coming with a trending technology that is called 3D concrete printing. So although 3D concrete printing is you are able to construct the house in a very least time, but however it is leads to the higher cost. The very reason for leads to the higher cost is a material, because it required higher quantity of cement. So to overcome of that, so we can come up with some of the sustainable materials. So by means of all these modern construction techniques or materials, so we can empower the communities. Already, like Building and Material Technologies Promotion Council of Government of India is working in this line, and we can also contribute. These are some of the attempts were made by the many of the NGOs or many of the companies by contributing to the sustainable development goals. But if you're looking forward for the demand for affordable housing is drastically increasing from CAGR to 4.9%. Therefore, we have like the platform like this, CII, Consulting Engineers Association, we can create awareness and bring out or we can promote sustainable materials and sustainable technologies, so that we can meet the demand of affordable housing. So with this note, I would like to conclude my talk, and thanks for the CIA for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you all the speakers for your wonderful session. And I like to welcome Mr. Alok Bhumik sir for his closing remarks, and thanks our today's speaker for their session. So Mr. Alok sir is a distinguished figure in our civil transport industry, boasting over 4 decades of his experience in civil design consultancy services, holding a postgraduate degree in structural engineering from the prestigious IIT Delhi. He, in addition to his academic achievements, he is actively engaged in various civil societies, further establishing his prominence in this field. He proudly holds the title of an accredited international professional engineer from the Institute of Engineers, and is recognized as a fellow of Indian National Academy of Engineers. Currently, he is serving as a committee member of the Consulting Engineer Association of India, CEAI. His involvement in these esteemed organizations underscores his dedications to achieving the field of civil transportation through knowledge sharing and collaborative efforts. His professional journey has been adorned and numerous awards and citations, underscoring his exemplary contributions. Notably, he is the recipient of 24th S.B. Joshi Memorial Award for Excellence in Bridge and Structural Engineering. Now I like Mr. Alok sir for his kind words. Sir, please.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Okay.
Please.
Thank you, Asim, for this introduction. Today I'm extremely happy, because of what I see is that our Future Leaders Forum is doing an excellent job. This session that they have brought in is really sort of something new, something unique. And it is like, in the days of, in cricket analogy, if I say, then in the days of a test match, we have started playing T20. And, it has many advantages. And what we have seen today, how I think 7, we had 9, but ultimately 7 people have participated. And we have seen how these 7 participants, they discussed on very wide subjects. Some of them talking about their dissertation in the research, some of them talking about their experience in life, and everybody has brought in, something which is very interesting, engaging. Just I would like to sort of, for those participants who may not be very well versed with this kind of chit chat session, I would like to mention that as somebody mentioned in the beginning, that it has come from the famous Pechakucha in Japan, where idea is that these kind of sessions are brought from the students' life itself. They train the students and the young engineers to have this Pechakucha session or chit chat session, so that the engineers can improve their communication skill. They learn the discipline of making a presentation within a stipulated time, and they also learn how to sort of bring in creativity in the presentation. So I think we all will agree that this format of presentation, where per slide you have some 20 seconds and you have specific 12 slides into 20 seconds each. That means the participant has no control on the timing. A slide will automatically go past. So therefore it requires a lot of preparation before you actually present and do it. I'm sure we will continue to have this kind of chit chat sessions in future also through CEI platform. And in fact, I would like to suggest that in any physical event and seminars that CEI conducts in future, we should have this chit chat session in person, because that will have much better, greater impact. So I must thank all the participants for responding, and as I said, I'm very happy that the Future Leader Forum has been able to engage so many people, so many young engineers. They are our future. They are going to hold the baton, for the country, and therefore, I think it is very important that in fact, I would also say that this kind of presentation is not only a learning for young engineers, even for senior engineers. You see, I'm sure most of you would be aware, when you go to a presentation, a 15-minute slot or whatever time you give, generally we exceed. We don't have this culture of finishing in time. And this kind of chit chat sessions actually trains you so that you develop this habit and culture of finishing in time. And I think to that extent, this is great. I think I look forward to many such sessions in future. I must thank the chairperson of the Future Leader Forum, doing a fantastic job. And last but not the least, I would like to thank all the participants. Without your participation, this kind of chit chat session would not be as interesting as it is. A piece of advice to some of the presenters, that in this kind of presentation, what is expected is more graphics and less text. I found in some of the presentations more text. That is not the format. In this format, your PPT must be very attractive visually, and all you speak is not to be written on the slide. That is the format, and many of the presentations here actually fulfill that requirement properly. And I think I close my talk, and I would like to hand over to Asim again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. And I again like to thanks all the participants and the speakers for their time. And thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, CA.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Mihir.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I would also
Thank
like
you.
to thank all the participants and especially will take forward whatever suggestions are there for CIA to take forward. And this has been really nice because we had pan-India representations on this chit-chat session. And we'll continue further, even as suggested in the live seminar, in the physical seminars also. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, all
Thank
the
you.
presentators as well as the participants.
Thank you.